So hi everyone, as you can see, this is how to make your Ezra Miller Flash costume. So in this first part guys, what I'll be showing you how to make is your undershirt. You can use a normal Under Armour sports shirt or just something that has a nice black base. The first, I'd say 8 minutes or 9 minutes, I'll be showing you how to make that. So if you want to fast forward maybe 9 minutes ahead, you can go do that, and that'll be showing you how to make all these armor pieces. So I'll be showing you how to make all the armor. Also, I'll be showing you how to make the shoulder pads right here, all the designs and the pieces that go into this, along with your arm guard or your bicep portion. Also with the logo right here, and again with your midsection, the six-pack portion, and your belt piece. That'll all be in this 3-part video. What you'll need is either some cardboard guys or EVA foam. What I use is Peltex. That can be found in a Hobby Lobby if you're in the US. Cardboard and EVA foam work just as well guys. And then you will need some tar or mud guards for your bicycle. I picked these up in a discount store, and these are going to be for your arm guards right here that attach to your shoulder pieces. Don't worry, I explain all of the steps in great detail later on guys. So thank you so much for watching. We are about to make this glorious suit, and I love you all. Here's the video.
So this is my previous suit guys that I have made of the Ezra Miller costume. Now we are going to make something similar to this, but with better shapes like I've shown you previously. This is going to be on the shirt base. What you can use is a Under Armour or a sports Under Armour. Maybe buy a one-piece morph suit. It is completely up to you. But here are the armor pieces that we're going to get into. If you want to, you can fast forward to around 9 minutes into the video, and that will show you how to make your armor pieces if you're just going to purchase an Under Armour. But right now, as always, I get some nice black fabric out. This is a lightweight cotton-based polyester fabric with some two-way stretch in it, so it has just a two-way stretch, not both four ways like the Lycra. And what I do is just, as always, get a nice tight fit shirt, or a shirt that I like the fit of. If you're a first time watcher guys, you'll want to get a shirt that technically is not too big, but it fits you nice and good and that you'll regularly wear. And what you'll do again is just curve in the arms, so where your arms will come out of the shirt or your sleeves, just curve those in and make sure everything just looks nice and tidy and straight, and then start to cut around the shape of this. So what I do is cut around halfway, then fold over the design so that I get a two-sided shape. What you'll see right now is just start cutting around the shape, and this is so I get a symmetrical cut, and I go up the side, cut up my arm curve right now and around the shoulder, and I actually cut a neck piece into this. So I actually cut a neck piece portion into the suit itself, so that when I put this on I will have a neck piece. As you can see now, I just cut halfway, fold over the piece that you have already cut, and this is so that I get an even and symmetrical design all around for my shirt base. So any shirt base, if you watch most of my process videos, I cut them all out the exact same way. Make sure you get that nice arm curve in for the gap in which you will be cutting your sleeves for. Again, you can just purchase an Under Armour guys or a sports shirt. It will be much easier, but I like to make my shirts and make them custom. So I just fold out this design right here, and what you'll be doing now is laying this down and cutting the exact same shape again, so that you have two sides, your front and your back, for your shirt base. So fold this over if you want to just make sure that all your sides are the same, make sure that everything is symmetrical and even, and just start to cut down. And I actually skinny this down, so I cut out some amount of proportion at the side right here. And here you go, I have my front base right now. I'll cut doubles of this so that I have a front and back, and then I'll start to cut my sleeves. So here we are guys, and again this is a cotton based polyester fabric that has a two-way stretch, so it actually stretches two ways, not four-way like the Lycra. So thank you for watching, and here we are with the shirt base. So you can just use a normal black t-shirt or a normal shirt that just fits you guys. Anything that you can glue armor pieces onto is good in my book. But you can see I have my front and my back for your shirt base. Right now what we're going to be doing is the sleeves. For this portion you're going to need a long sleeve shirt, or anyone that has a long sleeve shirt, and you'll basically copy the shape of that. So you'll lay it down flat onto your fabric and just start to copy the shape of that sleeve. And this is what happens. It's easy. It's an elongated rectangular shape. You'll be doing 2 sides for each arm. That's your left and your right. And here at the top, you'll want to match that arm curve for your shirt base. Okay, so you can see now, I'll just lay it out flat for you. It's an elongated rectangle. I cut off here at the wrist because it was too big for me, but you want to get in that nice arm curve. And again, I say you'll just do 2 sides for each arm. So that's going to be 4 sides all in all for each and all the pieces. Okay, what we'll be doing is sewing these together. You can use a hot glue gun or hand sew it, but I will suggest, as always, sewing is the best technique to use, and it will secure and fasten all your pieces together. But here we are now. I just cut all the sides for my arms, and this is all going to be going together for the shirt base. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and if you want really to get it in more depth, you can go and watch my how to make a kid flash process video, and that shows everything in the shirt base portion. Thank you so much for watching, and here we are with the shirt base. Quick tip also, guys, I was watching, or binge watching should I say, Vikings. Really good show. I would always suggest listening to music, watching movies, or just binge watching a TV show when making cosplay. It'll really keep you motivated and always keep you time passing really good. So here we are, and here's the 2 arms. As you can see, 4 sides all in all for both arms, 1 and 2 for each. You can see left and right, and these are just going to fit into my shirt base. As I just lay down on the floor, they measure out really good. I just lay down the shirt base. This is my front and back pieces, and they're just going to fold into the arm curve like so. So as I say again, for your arm curve, you'll want to get those pieces matching nice and even. And here we are with the armor portions right now. They are just going to fit in like so. And I will be showing you how to make those right about now. Here we are with the rest of the video, guys. So what I'm using right here is an industrial grade sewing machine. These cost around £700, so that is extremely expensive. My mother does this professionally, so that's the only reason I have it. You can pick up a cheap one for around $100 to around £90 if you want to invest in that. I will say you can hand sew this, but it will take some time. But you can watch previous videos. I sew the shoulders first, so you'll always want to glue or sew your shoulder pieces first. That will hold your shirt base in place at all times when moving the pieces about. So I just sew the shoulder down, and then I sew the side pieces right here. And guys, it's all just in time and patience and experience. If you look up some techniques on YouTube, I used to use a glue gun for a year and a half. It did me well, but some of the suits started to bust. So over time, I will always say sewing is the best option and will securely fasten all your suits together. But here I just go down the neck piece, and I go down the shoulders again. For your arms, you'll just place both pieces together, and then sew down your line right here. Well, down the sides, should I say. So down each side, I sew multiple times. Each time I try on the piece to make sure it is maybe too big or too small, and I actually do this a lot of times. So you can see I try on the arm piece right now. I want it to be skinnier, so I actually thin that in by taking in the seam lines, and I sew in a bit closer to where I sewn before. So I try it on, and it is actually much skinnier and fits much better to my arm. Okay, so I just sew this to the shirt base. You can go and check out my process video for the kid flash. Right now we're going to do the armor pieces, and this is Peltex. Peltex is a very flexible card-like material. You can use cardboard or EVA foam, guys. It works just as well. Right here I'm just starting to design the armor pieces, and I will say you'll want to look up reference pictures such as Ezra Miller flash on Google. And this is what I came up with. What I'm going to design now is the pectoral piece, or your chest piece. And I always draw the pieces freehand. Reference pictures are your best friend. What you'll want to do is start off with a diamond piece on your shoulder part. So I actually started with the diamond part right here, or half a diamond should I say. This is going to be where your chest emblem will be, and I start to draw a straight line right here so that this is going to be always at point. So that you're always going to have a midpoint to work from, and a straight line will always be your best friend for your midpoint. I actually draw a dip right here, so the curved piece actually dips down. Usually your pectoral piece will kind of square off and maybe go up higher. This one actually dips down slightly and goes lower than your normal chest piece. So right here I reinforce those lines for the half diamond where your chest emblem is going to come through, and this curve right here is going to give the pectoral piece its nice dip. I will always emphasize, try and draw that curve and emphasize it. So here I was just drawing in the lightning bolt, maybe seeing where it was fitting in. I'm always placing the pieces and remembering where they're going to go, make sure I have enough space. So again, you can see I'm reinforcing that curve line, making sure that I have enough space between my armpit and my arm itself, that when I can actually bend in the suit. So right now you can see the half diamond piece. You can make yours bigger if you want, everyone. It is completely up to you what you do. That diamond portion, maybe make it a bit bigger if you want. Right now I'm going to do the under chest piece right here. So again, I will draw my mid line or my midpoint. I will always say a midpoint when doing these armor pieces is so good to work from, so then you can just fold it over and you will have a symmetrical design. Okay, so whatever you do for your right side, you can just fold it over and it will be the exact same for your left side. So this midpoint in this straight line is vital when designing these armor pieces. Right now I just start to design the under chest plate portion, or chest piece portion should I say. It's getting late at night, but here these pieces are actually going to be overlapping. So this top piece is going to be overlapping on top of this under chest piece, and the same with the under chest piece on the other piece that I am about to draw now. All these pieces will be overlapping on top of one another, so you'll actually want to be remembering that when sizing them up and proportioning them. Right now I'm just drawing up the rough designs right here. They are very squared off designs, and I actually make some flicks off right here, or some tiny spikes off of the ends, so that I know maybe where the ends meet and where I'm about to wrap them around the side. So I just remember here again, maybe I start to design, and again you can see I have 1, 2 and 3. So I have my chest piece and my under chest piece right here. I show you the flicks. Then also I have my I start to design in the six pack portion. That's right. So I do some straight lines. Usually the Ezra Miller design is more curved, so he has 3 6-pack pieces, and you can see I'm actually drawing a line right through the design itself, making sure that the 6-pack pieces align with the side pieces. You can actually, if you take time and look at the design itself, you can figure all this out, figure out all the pieces, and it is perfect. But you can just see me right now, I'm designing everything from hand, and I'm looking at just reference pictures. I will say they are your best friend when doing this. Proportioning up your sizes, guys, like I'm doing right now. I'm just resizing all these pieces so that I can have enough room to bend and move about. So initially you've seen I've just drew the lines, or here now I've actually brought them in slightly, and I will show you now. I just start to label all the pieces. That curve line also, I'm making sure he has a curve point right here at that. So here you can see that is actually going to be a black piece, and you have 1, 2 and 3 pieces. So I'm about to draw around this with a marker and reinforce my lines so that I know where I'm about to cut. I will always say that, guys, if you have resized any pieces in the same ink or pen, always maybe go over it in another color so that you know what sizes you're actually cutting. I've messed up some pieces many a time doing that. Always label your pieces 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and I just start to cut out all these pieces. I'll start to show you the sequence and what they're in. Enough of me talking. Here's the Ezra Miller armor base. So as I said before, everyone, the pieces will be overlapping on top of one another. So you can see my chest piece, or your number 1 piece, that will be overlapping on top of number 2, number 2 will be overlapping on top of number 3. But number 3 actually resize up here because I have cut into it slightly when I was cutting out the number 2 piece or my under chest piece. So I actually start to resize this up to make it slightly bigger so that when I do layer or overlap the number 2 piece on top of it, it will still have the same size and thickness of its original size that I have prepared it for. So you can see now I just resized it, cut it out, and this is just slightly bigger than what I have drawn on the marker. Okay, so I just lay this down, place the number 2 piece over it, see how big it is. The number 1 piece goes over 2, number 2 goes over number 3, and that is exactly how the pieces go. Okay, then your 6-pack portions, they actually go underneath all those pieces itself, so that this is all overlapping on top of the 6-pack portion. Okay, I'm even working out here with my finger what sizes the 6-pack pieces will go itself. So you see all the pieces just layer on top of one another, and this is what the whole actual costume is based on. Each piece is layered on top of one another to give a kind of armor effect. I just start to cut out here the 6-pack pieces you can see right now, and they actually, all your pieces, your 1, 2 and 3, they layer and overlap on top of your 6-pack pieces. Okay, so here I am just cutting out all these pieces right now. Thank you so much for watching so far, and this is all the armor portions. Here we are. Another vital tip, guys, you'll want to make sure your middle line or your midpoint from where you have cut all your pieces out will line up. So that will actually be your number 2 piece, your chest piece more or less, and all your 6-pack pieces. Like this, you can see now I've cut my left and right sides. I have all just mirrored each piece. So what you do if you figure out one sizes for your left side, you just fold that over, copy each shape, and that will be your right side. Everything is just figured out for you, and you can just see all the shapes right here now and what pattern they go in the sequence. I'm about to wrap them all in the colored fabric to give them nice texture. I'm about to use a hot glue gun for that. You can see right now I just start to label all the pieces left and right, 1, 2 and 3. This is vital when trying to find all the pieces when you have so much armor lying about. Thank you so much for watching so far. I'm using some red polyester normal fabric, and here we are with the wrapping process. So if you couldn't just tell, my voice was almost cracking there, but like all the armor pieces for all my costumes, I slightly cut out a bigger shape out of the colored textured fabric, and any straight edge or corner I just start to cut a tiny slit into the fabric itself, place down some hot glue, and fold around the material onto the armor piece itself. This creates a nice seal. It also gives it a nice straight edge, means that there is no wear and tear with the piece itself. It is a lengthy process, so as again I say, I was binge watching Vikings. It's an awesome show, and also you can listen to music, watch a movie. It helps pass the time, keeps you motivated. But like always, you can watch all my other process videos. I do this with every armor piece, and I just start to make tiny cuts. You can see where there's any curve or a straight edge, and that helps the fabric fold a lot better. So I just place down the hot glue, fold around the fabric. That creates a nice seal, also gives it a nice texture and tone. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You can use EVA foam or cardboard, maybe spray paint it. Use this technique with the colored fabric, anything that you want. There's many other videos on YouTube, but this is really good process. I love how to do this, and it is really time consuming, but it's very good. Love you all, guys. Here we are with all the armor pieces. So I do this process for every other armor piece. Okay, so for all the armor pieces on this Fleisch costume, I'm about to do the same thing. I cut a slightly bigger piece of fabric and just wrap it around it, and color and texture all the other pieces. It is a time consuming process. It is worth it in the long run. Like you can see with these black pieces for your 6-pack portion, and these are all going to be glued together so that it all comes together in one piece. You can see my top pieces are separate like so, but these middle pieces are actually glued together with some fabric here at the back and some hot glue. and they just go together nice and tight, and these are actually all going to be glued together and glued onto my shirt base. So you'll see next right here after the under chest piece, that'll actually be glued together also. We're using the hot glue gun, and you can see now I have my shirt base with a 6-pack piece glued on already. So from this 6-pack portion, I will be working out how to glue on all my other pieces. Okay, so all my other armor pieces are actually going to be overlapping on top of my 6-pack portion. I have also cut out a tiny white circle so that I know my Flash logo has enough space when gluing on my chest or my pectoral pieces. You can see I have my under chest piece right here, and that's just going to be overlapping on top of my 6-pack piece. Okay, so again, you want to glue on your 6-pack portion. It will always help you work out where all your pieces are going to be glued on and where they're going to be placed on top of your shirt base. I will suggest cutting a white circle so that you know how much space that your logo has when gluing on your chest piece like so. Okay, so it'll actually give you a reference or an idea of how much room your logo actually has. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe and comment. This has been part 1, and please tune in for part 2. You're amazing. Love you all. Bye, guys.